Virus, and I am the Director of Marketing at the Dellutri Law Group. Today, I actually brought with me a guest, attorney Amanda Downing. Amanda actually runs our personal injury department at our office, and Amanda's been with Dellutri Law Group for 14 years and was named partner 8 years ago. When a person's injured in a car accident and they end up hiring our office, or even some other type of personal injury accident, of course, Amanda takes it personally. And with Amanda, our clients become part of the family, and we know how to take care of our family. So we have a standard at the Dellutri Law Group, and it's called the Dellutri difference. The difference is a focus on client experience. So we want our clients to become our partners in their own cases. We want them to feel secure and that their best interests are being covered and not intimidated to talk to any of our attorneys or staff members. In an effort to do so, we accept nothing less from anyone in our office other than courteous, prompt responses to our client questions and concerns. We are proud to say that our best referral sources are past and present clients. Sometimes, though, we do get caught up in the daily task and forget to explain things that just seem like everyone should know. Things that were originally taught to us at one point in time. We try to remember that not everyone knows what PI or PIP is. And at one point, we didn't know either. So what is personal injury? Well, it can be a car crash. You know how easy these things can happen. People not paying attention, playing on their phones, women doing makeup in the cars. You know, we've all been guilty of doing something that makes us distracted drivers. And sometimes we have to make a conscious effort to not be so distracted. And even if you were the most diligent driver, you can't guarantee that the person behind you isn't. So they may not even notice that you've stopped at a red light. Dog bites are another form of personal injury, and something to know about dog bites here in Florida is that if you have a dog and it bites someone, regardless of the circumstances, provoked or not, you are responsible. It does not matter if you try to keep the dog at bay. You are responsible for your dog. So please remember that when you take a dog out and someone asks to pet your dog and you're not quite sure how they're going to react, please don't be afraid to say no. Slip and fall or trip and fall is another one. If you guys own a business, which I believe many of you here do, please make sure that your flooring is up to par. That means no cracks on the sidewalks when coming up to the entryway where somebody can slip. Or if you have areas in your business that occasionally get wet or frequently get wet, make sure you have some sort of grip mat down so that nobody can slip on it. Now, if you do get injured in a slip and fall at a business, please do not get up and run away immediately just because you're embarrassed. Be sure that you file an incident report with the business. We've seen it happen before where someone has busted their butt and hightailed it out of the restaurant because they were embarrassed. Come to find out, she ended up having a broken tailbone and no real case because all the evidence was lost. Medical negligence, this includes medical malpractice. And what is medical malpractice, or med mal as it's often referred to? Say you had surgery and a doctor left a sponge inside, or the doctor amputated the wrong leg. I mean, it happens. Or even something as they misdiagnosed something, depriving that person of the proper treatments that they were entitled to. This includes nursing home abuse, which we feel is one of the saddest elements of med mal. If you guys know all these nursing homes, especially in Southwest Florida, we have a lot of retirees here. But you have members of your community that can no longer take care of themselves, and they're left with people who just don't seem to care. We've seen it where they're falling out of beds, or they have bed sores, and basically just neglected or abused at the place that they're supposed to be spending out the rest of their days. It's very, very sad. And pharmaceutical companies. How many of you guys actually take the time to look at your pill or your pill bottle when you get a prescription pill? Anybody? Okay, well, pharmacists do make mistakes. So make sure that you look at those things. However, the big guys aren't out of the question here either. Pharmaceutical companies that prematurely release drugs that they don't know the proper consequences or risks that are involved yet are also part of this. And all of this, when they release things before they know, are all for their bottom line without a worry in the world about the consequences that will come to the consumer. So basically, anytime anyone is injured, or dies from injuries, there's likely a personal injury element to it. And the key with personal injury is negligence. It's not always required for all claims, but a jury will be looking for someone's mistake, even if it's not required by law. And what I mean by that is, if you did have a dog that bit someone, but you did everything to keep that dog at bay, a jury is not going to look at that in the same black and white picture that the law is written in. So, what is negligence? Well, you have a responsibility, and if you fail to live up to that responsibility, whether it's a business owner or driving in the car or even a dog case, and you cause injury to someone, that becomes your negligence. So, if you see any type of personal injury happen to someone else, what should you do? Well, call for help. Check for the scene for safety, make sure everyone's in a safe place. Render aid if you're able to. Take pictures or videos of the scene or instruct someone else to if you're busy. Write down the names of all the people involved at the scene and who gave statements. Get the information and pictures to the police and to the injured person and have them contact an attorney. Here's a couple other important things to remember when it comes to personal injury. Is how many of you guys have heard of the 14-day crash rule? Okay, if you're involved in an auto accident, you have 14 days to seek medical treatment to recover the first $10,000 of your medical expenses with your car insurance. Dog bites are of strict liability. That's what I was saying, where if a dog bites someone, even if you try to keep it at bay, it's still your liability. Do not talk to an insurance adjusters without first talking to a lawyer. And why should you hire a lawyer immediately? For perseverance, or preservation, I mean. Take progress pictures of all your injuries. Make sure your doctors are documenting all of your injuries. Slip and falls. Save the clothes that you were wearing and do not wash them. Keep a journal if you need to preserve your memory and be detailed in that journal. And don't estimate specifically when talking to adjusters. For example, don't say 40 miles an hour, say fast. So how can you guys refer a case to us if you guys see someone injured or you're personally injured? Well, you have to remember, anytime you refer somebody to a personal injury, whether it be us or anybody else in town, we cannot call them. We cannot solicit them at all. That's where the term ambulance chaser comes from, which is illegal. We can't go around and ask people to be our clients. So if you know somebody that needs assistance, you have to make sure you tell that person that they have to call the attorney. Otherwise, no, the attorneys can't help. And then what about fees? Well, a lot of attorneys are the same in this instance, but at our office, we do not charge a fee unless in a personal injury case, unless we recover funds for that case. So you don't have to worry about it. All of our consultations are free. And I mentioned earlier that I brought Amanda with me. So at this point in time, if you guys have any questions, Amanda would love to answer them for you.
What if somebody trespass on your property? Oh, if they trespass? Like my entire yard was fenced in. So if they jump my fence and they fence, I mean, if your dog bites them, you can argue that they were trespassing to negate the amount of the case. So let's say their case was $10,000. You could argue that they were trespassing to try and negate or get lower, but your dog's still liable for biting them. The same, dog bites are analogous to rape. There's no excuse. You can't say I had too much to drink, I didn't know they were under 18, you're guilty, guilty, guilty. So it doesn't, there's no excuse whatsoever that can negate your responsibility.
What if they break into your house and your dog gets them before you chew?
There you go.
I've never really had that question. I mean, dog bite cases are flat out, there's no excuse. You can just, in that instance, they probably wouldn't bring a claim because they're in jail, but I've never had.
Don't you remember up in New York, the guy on the train? He shot these guys and one of them became crippled and